Hi, my name is Ieva and this is my first YouTube video. And the tree behind me, actually with the white petals, has the same name as me. Arrival of spring is always very special. There have been no changes in nature for many months, and then suddenly everything comes to life so quickly and feels like you can't catch time by its tail. So in this video I try to immortalize some of these moments of spring, as well as doing some spring activities like I do every year. And one of them is birch tapping. This video is going to be in a couple of parts within the video. First is going to be the tapping, then the collecting of birch sap, then I'm going to ferment it and make it into a delicious sparkling wine. Hi, happy equinox. So today is March 20th and I wanted to come pick up the maple sap juices that have been running now for a while, but they still haven't stopped. I wanted to drill new holes for the birch trees. Now would be a good time to start tapping birch. I'm just gonna show you quickly. Maple looks like. I drilled it like this. And here, this jar is full of maple sap. So every year I go tapping birch trees and maple trees as well. And if you didn't know that birch, maple, walnut, and maybe some other tree produces sap every year, and sap is kind of like sweet water, just 2% sugar and some other minerals that the tree basically pumps up to create its foliage to grow. Yeah, every year in spring, usually for about 2 to 3 weeks, you can collect the sap and drink it. If maybe not everyone has had maple sap or birch sap, you've probably had or have heard of maple syrup. Maple syrup is basically just boiled maple sap for a very long time to extract the sugars inside the maple tree, maple sap. So since it is only 2% sugar, it's kind of like you would only get 1 teaspoon of syrup from 1 liter of water, which is a crazy amount. What I'm gonna do now is drill into the tree. Let's go. So we take a drill bit. We have the tree just right here. And this tap, for example, is way too big. We're gonna just drill a small one. And almost immediately we have a ton of juice pumping out. We're gonna take this metal straw and put it right where the juice is going. And there you go. Look at that stream. I just put some kind of carrier underneath. And voila! Hello. It's been about a week. I have come already to pick up the birch sap many times, but now I'm taking you along with me. So I actually cloaked it partially. Let me show you. If someone is passing through the forest, it's hidden kind of a little bit. But from the other side, You can see we have the sap, about 5 liters in this one, and I'm just gonna collect it now. Oh my god. Look at this. It's green. Do you see this? Do you see these leaves? So after 4 to 5 months of intense winter and darkness, suddenly when the spring arrives, it's just insane. And now the area that I'm at, like I guess Latvia in general, is experiencing a very strange heat wave, and it's so warm that literally all of these buds are just appearing so much quicker than usual. And honestly, it's absolutely magic. The snow melted probably about 3 weeks ago. I mean, some patches are still visible, but now it's plus 20 outside. Plus 20. Look at this little hill. It's April 1st and I'm lying on the ground. What? Last year I feel like it was still snow around me at this time. And now it's sunny. And I'm having a little beer. Life is great. Hello again. It's 3 days later and it was officially full spring. It was snowy again. Are you pleased with the snow? This year I tried to make 6 different flavors of birch sap. I go over the basics of just making one flavor, but I'll have all of them in the description below so you can try them out for your own. Let's make some birch sap wine / sparkling drink. Let's see how it goes. Here is the beautiful birch sap that I've collected. Actually, this one is probably from like 4 days ago, and it's the last of it because it got cold and then it got really warm, and now it's plus 20 outside, so basically the tree just stopped producing a viable amount. And also a thing that happens later in spring is that birch sap starts turning sour really quickly. So I have basically had my take of fresh birch sap, and I've had so much of it that I don't want any anymore. So we're gonna make some birch sap wine, and I'll take you along the way. So I've got all the ingredients lined up, and I'm just gonna bottle it in these awesome sparkling wine champagne bottles. So I have successfully sterilized these bottles. It was really easy, just pour some boiling water in, swish it around, dump it out in the sink. And that's gonna be good enough. Let's make our first bottle. This container, what's really nice is that it has this small faucet, so I can easily pour it inside the bottle and yeah, not make a mess. So we're just gonna do that up until about here. Don't fill it up too much because during the fermentation process it gets carbonated, so the volume increases. And we don't want the bottle to burst. One flavor I really want to make is currant, because actually it's a really common flavoring to put inside the wine, the birch sap, when it's not ripe yet. It just gives a nice aroma, and usually black currants start spreading their leaves around the same time as birch sap gives sap. An interesting fact about black currant is that it's actually not very popular, or I would say almost unknown in America, whereas in Europe it's a really common food and flavor. These black berries that are really delicious, high in vitamin C, and just amazing for your health. The battery died when I was telling that story. But basically, the disease was called pine blister rust, and it would eradicate white pines. The government had to make the choice, either keep the black currant or keep the white pine, and America chose white pine and Europe chose black currant. Anyway, I'm gonna make the black currant one. I've got clean hands, so there shouldn't be a problem touching the leaves and not getting any disease in here. But the first thing we have to do is actually add the sugar. And the amount you want to add is about 10 to 15 grams, depending on how sweet you want it. I guess this is more for carbonation, but it will affect the sweetness as well. And 10 to 15 grams is about 2.5 to 3.5 teaspoons, and I'm just gonna do the middle and add 2 teaspoons of simple white granulated sugar. Just add a couple of buds of the black currant leaves. Side. And I'm also going to add some berries, and obviously they're not in season right now. These are from late summer last year, and I'm just going to pop them inside as well. Grab the little corks. I've got plastic corks that I've sterilized as well, and just pop it inside. The metal hook and screw it shut. And that's that. You can kind of swish it around a little bit in the following days to make sure the sugar gets incorporated well. But that's basically our bottle. And now they're ready. Now that's a beautiful drink. So what I did next was digging the bottles underground. Why, you may ask? Well, I don't have a cool dark basement that would be an ideal space for fermenting this drink, but I do have a garden and the ground temperature here is pretty cool. In the olden days, Latvians used to do the same thing, just put the birch sap underground. So that's what I did. If you're doing this at home and don't have a basement or a hole to dig, try storing them in the fridge or just a cool, dark place in your home and let that do the fermenting. Time flew by and summer arrived, and time came closer to opening the first bottle. So you should wait at least a month to do that. In Latvia, there's a saying that birch sap is ready after midsummer on June 21st. But I gave it another week and dug out my first bottle on June 30th. Managed to dig it outside. Nice. This one is the lilac and raisin one. Let's try it. No, that's a dirty bottle. So I took the bottle and went over to the river that is flowing right by my garden and washed it. But beware, the drink is incredibly carbonated. When I was washing it, I must have swished it around too much because when it came time to open it, like half of the birch sap just flew out and spilled everywhere. I didn't do that with the other ones. I tried later and everything turned out great. Just let it settle for a little while. However the bottle came out, it's extremely carbonated. If you want to know what it tastes like, it's kind of lemony or gingery. It does have a subtle flavor of the flavorings you put inside, but it's not overpowering. It's definitely more of a soury, fresh flavor. Enjoy it cold, and it could work as a great drink mixer. Okay, voiceover Ieva taps out. Enjoy! And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. This really was an awkward and humbling experience for me because I'm not really used to talking to the camera, but I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for so many years now, and I've finally gathered some courage to begin. And beginnings are never easy, but it's better to start somewhere, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I hope you have a lovely day. I hope some of these moments I shared with you resonate with you to get out in nature more and experience the beauty of it. Maybe try some recipes too, like I do. I definitely love foraging and spending time outdoors, and I really wanted to start sharing some of my interests and passions with the world. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and bye bye. I'll see you in the next one.